Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 20 of the Viktoria Köln story. This is potentially the biggest match of this entire season in today's episode. First v third, Viktoria Köln versus RW Essen. If we win this, we're in a very, very good spot to get ourselves automatically promoted and definitely into the playoffs. If we don't, it's going to be a lot of nail-biting moments for the rest of the year. Can we do it? Let's find out. Here we are then, back with Viktoria Köln. And as you can see from the table, we are somehow still top of the league. And why do I say that? As we will go to in just a second, the matches that we've had and the results we had have not been the best, but we are somehow still keeping the likes of FC Bayern second side, RW Essen and Koln from that top spot. And I said this last episode, I'm sure I'll say it many times throughout the season, if we keep up this fantastic run of form, I'm astonished. I'm absolutely astonished. Our team is definitely not the best in the league, but we've got to be up there in terms of the most underrated side in this league, because I don't think any team in this division expected us to be where we are right now. And if we can finish this somehow, even getting the playoffs, which is looking very likely considering 9 points away from getting out the playoff spot, but if we got promoted, it would potentially be the best achievement I've got on FM this year. Potentially. It's definitely going to be up there. Obviously, we're still a long way to go, but it's looking very, very promising. But what we're going to do now, we're going to go over to schedule, and we're going to go through the matches that you missed since you were last here. Obviously, if this does go terribly, and I somehow get a massive points lead and mess this up, I can't bear the thought of it. I literally can't bear the thought. Oh, God. Oh, no. So, the last episode being a 2-1 win against Braunschweig, we have played a grand total of 3 games since then, with 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And as I said before, considering we're still top of the league, which is very, very surprising with the results we previously had, fingers crossed it bodes well going into this Essen game, which arguably is probably the toughest game we're going to have all year and the most important as well. So getting 3 points against these boys will be absolutely massive. And fingers crossed as well that our morale and confidence is a little bit higher than Essen's, because Essen have dropped off recently as well. They originally obviously in second or first. I think they've been sort of like up and down, yo-yoing between them two positions. But now going into third, they've definitely dropped points along the way while we've been gathering them. So motivation and confidence is sky high in the squad right now. I've done my team meetings, done my individual meetings. The boys love me. The boys bloody love me. And anyone that says otherwise, get out of here. Get the door's there, boys. The door's bloody there. So starting off with probably the most, or one of the most frustrating games I've ever played in my life, was a 2-1 home defeat against Chemie Leipzig, who are currently 19th in the 3rd division of Germany, and we lost against them at home. I mean, to say Alex, find a clip to sum up how you felt. Whatever that clip is, I'm sure it's brilliant. But regardless, a 2-1 loss against Chemie Leipzig, and we were completely dominant from start to finish. They originally took the lead through Benjamin Schmidt in the 12th minute, and at this point, you are thinking it's going to be one of them games that all of us have in FM where they're just going to shut up shop. They're not going to allow any chances. They're just going to put 10 men behind the ball and there's going to be no chances from start to finish. But thankfully, Mark Rissell pulled one back 6 minutes from time, but then heartbreak through Max Kabler in the 88th minute put them ahead and gave them a 2-1 win. And I was so mad. Like, I can't put into words how annoying this was, because not only have we just lost a game that we shouldn't be losing, but I was also really sort of anxious that we were going to go on a horrific run of form, and I would have to explain why we're currently 6th in the league with 4 losses in a row. So, there was always that element that was terrifying to me. But then we thankfully managed to get 3 points with a 2-0 win against Schweinfurt. I think we did beat them previously. We did. So it's the first game of the 3rd division in Germany. We beat them 1-0 away from home, and we managed to get the two wins out of 2 against them in this game, and fairly dominant once again. All the games that I'm going to show, and they've been fairly familiar throughout the entire season, are always dominating, which is really, really nice to see. And I definitely think the tactics that we've changed and just our players getting used to playing with each other, our dynamics are off the charts. Dynamics are brilliant at the moment. So Gamel with another goal, and he has been absolutely unreal this year. He's gone up to 4-star ability, and I know that doesn't mean everything in FM, but he's absolutely brilliant, with currently a leading player for Bundesliga 2 sides, and he scored 9, assisted 3 in 2-man matches in 21 games. The impact that this guy's had is ridiculous, and I'm hoping we can keep him next year. I'm hoping a big team doesn't try and come for him, because he probably deserves to be playing for a bigger team right now. And then Michael Seaton, of course. It's like a game of legends that have scored here. It's just legends in the making that have scored in this game. We've got Seaton and Gamel. Seaton continuing his fantastic season once again. 14 goals, 11 assists in 21 as well. And Gamel and Seaton, if one of them gets injured, we're in big bother. Big trouble. But fingers crossed that's not happened yet. So hopefully it won't happen at all throughout the year. But then we had an away game against Kaiserslautern, a 1-1 away game, with arguably one of our tougher games this year. Obviously Kaiserslautern being up in the top positions last year and the year before, 4th and 5th respectively. They are having a little bit of a poorer year for their standards, but it was never going to be easy. Thankfully, we managed to get a 1-1 draw. Very even game, 55% possession to their 45, 16 shots to their 12. Florian Kath getting a goal, and then Gemelt with pulling one back in the first half, and nothing happened goals-wise for the rest of the game. There wasn't really many chances, a few half-cut chances or half sort of clear-cut chances, whatever you want to call them. But I was happy with the point. I was actually really happy with this point, because it kept the morale high. A loss obviously would have hurt the morale and confidence quite a bit going into this Essen game, but a point, we can deal with a point. We can deal with it. But that does, as I said before, leave us in the top spot. And this Essen game is not going to be easy at all. Their best player is Jonas David, who is a centre-back. So that puts a little bit more sort of confidence in me that their best player isn't like a striker or an attacking-minded player. But we did actually beat Essen early on in the year, 5-2 away from home. So if we can make the double on them, this could be magical. This could be bloody magical. Enough of the talking. Let's get into today's game. And actually, before we get into it, I apologise. There is one big piece of news. Obviously, we are 6 months away from the season ending, which means other teams can pick up some of our players on a free. Andre Weiss will be leaving at the end of the year, and some of you might be thinking that's a bad decision. My thought process behind it, just give me a second, let me explain myself, was that he's getting on a bit. He's 31 years old, and keepers tend to be, in my experience, a little bit easier to find someone that's as good, if not better, than the current keeper you have. Obviously, if you have like Manuel Neuer, Ederson or Alisson, it's a bit different. But especially at this sort of like lower division, and the fact we're going to start getting a few regens in this year and the next that start sort of propping up and become 18, 19 and stuff, it's probably going to be easier to find someone that's a little bit younger, progress a little bit more. And I'm not completely against the idea of having someone that's a little bit less ability but better potential. So we'll soon find out if that's a good idea or not. I mean, annoyingly, he is going to our arch rivals, RWS, and so if we do stay in this division and we're playing against him next year, I may be in my words here, but we'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed we're not in this division. next season, but we'll have to wait and see. So, same team as what tends to be the norm nowadays. Weiss in goal, Lang, Mingo, Emperor, and Enrique all in the defence. In the midfield with Mart, Rissel and Gemelt, Carrera, Lorenz and Seaton all in them attacking positions. Now, the question is, do I give Tomek another go? Do I? That is the question. Considering he's going down in determination, definitely not. Forget that. Forget I said anything. But here we go. We're still a day away. I'm an idiot. I'll be back in a second. A day's gone by and we're actually at the game. Thankfully, no fitness issues propping up. Actually, saying that, Mingo is lacking in sharpness, but condition-wise, everyone is pretty healthy. Right. Come on. Big game now. Get your score predictions down in the comments below. If you think I'm going to win or lose, let me know. Don't lie. I know when you're lying. I can read your mind. Fingers crossed you all have faith in me. I have faith in myself. Ish. I mean, well, oh God, yeah. I mean, I do have faith in myself. It's just that if I lose this 3-0, I'm going to look like a moron. But they're playing the same formation as us. They've got 3 regens in their side already. They're right back. Stefan Kranitz, 18-year-old, doesn't look too great. Actually, 4, sorry. Keita in the middle. He looks pretty decent, to be fair. Right winger, Philip Altsayer. Looks very good as well. Wow, Essen are developing some decent regens, and he looks absolutely ridiculous, which is really scary. Can I sign him? Ooh, right. Some shithousery is about to be made. Just nick their best striker. Yes, right. Mr. Darko Korek is going to be in for the next episode, and he is going to play the game. Mark my words, next episode, he is playing the game. But let's get into it. Dressing room, not going to say anything, don't need to. They know what needs to be done. Okay, first chance in the game. It looks like it's going to be going to us. Alan Emperor goes back to Weiss. Is he going to do anything special with it? He takes it to Rissel, Fofana, Gemel. It's looking good. And what a ball that is to Andre. Can he finish this? He hits the side netting. He's got to be doing better there. But it's looking good. 4 shots to their 0. It's looking promising, boys. It's looking bloody promising. We just need to keep this going. And 5 minutes before half time, there's only been 1 chance in the entire game. And I've realised that I only have 4 subs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kefka, ball in. What a save that is by Weiss. Holds on to ball. Nice safe hands. And, I mean, counter-attack. Andrade. Can he make up for his previous mistake? That's a good tackle. It's not. Come on. Oh, thank God. Come on, boys. 1-0. Let's go. Felix Crow with a fantastic finish, and it's a great ball from Andre Weiss. Actually gets the assist as well. I think that's his first assist of the season. It's not very often you see a keeper get an assist, but what a ball that was. Ederson-like, if anything. Ederson-like, and Alisson Becker-like as well. But going into half-time, we're definitely having the better of the game. We just need to keep this going. And with that in mind, we are going to say don't get too complacent and passionate. You've got what it takes. Come on, boys. Just defend. Shut the Bombay doors. Just shut them. And we're not going to shut them now. We're going to half shut them. Then we're going to fully shut them later in the game. But into the second half we go. They are currently struggling with their left back, Ritzka. I believe he's the regen, right? He's not. He's an actual player. So I apologise, Ritzka. It's another chance. Enrique, that's a great ball to Andrade. Get that ball back in. I mean, that's a horrendous tackle. It's a ball in. Seaton carries on. The fantastic form. What a header that is. The keeper should probably be doing a little bit better. Zadek there. And it's a good cross in initially from our left back into Andrade. It's a bad tackle by Ritzka. But Seaton just finds some space and it looks like it bounces off the keeper's hands. So, you know, fortunate. But we do not care. 2-0. And I'm going to say, if we get to the 70th minute and we're still 2 goals up, we are going to make a few substitutes with the 4 subs we have. But, you know, subs nonetheless. Hildbrand, I remember him from our first game. Kefka, and it's a poor shot. I mean, learn to shoot, mate. You're basically Nicholas Bentner at this point. Okay, 70 minutes gone. We are going to make a few substitutes. We're going to bring Schroeder on for Seaton, I think, just to minimise any risk of him getting injured, because that would be an absolute disaster. I'm going to bring Pellegrini on for the right back, and we are going to start, as I like to say, the doors are shut. And then we're going to play for set pieces, time wasting forever, and I can just sit back now. Right, let's move the ball and just sit back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not worried at all. Look, I'm just going to sit here and chill now. Just going to. Oh, you're right there, boys. I hope you are. I apologise for the right handle. What a save! Oh my god! Right, back, sit back up, Alex. Stop being stupid. Right, up we get. 4 minutes to go. This is going to be a massive win for us. We can get across the line. They've had one chance. Pellegrini. Counter attack. 3-0. Schroeder. You're the flash on. I don't even know what, but Rissell plays him through. It's a good ball to Lorenz, and that is a terrible miss. He should be scoring, but 2-0. If that was a goal to make us win the game, I would have been more annoyed. And it could be 3-0. Yeah, Lorenz, Schroeder, back to Lorenz. Is it going to be a thunderbolt? Nearly. Very close. He's not Steven Gerrard just yet. That's for Fofana and Gomez. They're the Steven Gerrard and Pirlo of our side. He is the Jesse Lingard, if anything. Adding some contributions. I mean, I don't know how many goals he scored at the moment. I'm rambling. Right, stop rambling. And that means 1 second to go. Come on! Let's go. Oh, that's massive. 2-0. And that is going to give us a massive gap between us and Essen. That gives us a 4-point gap between Essen and a 5-point gap between Koln. And obviously Bayern don't really matter because they don't get promoted or anything. It could happen, boys. It could happen. I can't believe it. I mean, we've still got 16 games to go, but the dream is looking that more likely. I mean, it's good English there. But on that note, we are going to end the episode. And where are we going to come back for? I know where we're bloody coming back for. We're going to come back for the FC Bayern game at home. So we have 5 games in between now and then. And fingers crossed we can continue our fantastic form into the Bayern game. And if we get a win there, I'm going to say it's pretty nailed on because we've got a pretty decent end to the year. Nothing too difficult apart from Karlsruhe. But everyone else looks fairly in the lower divisions. Yeah, so lower divisions, lower half the table. But on that note, I want to thank everyone for watching. Absolute pleasure as always. Stay safe. I hope you've enjoyed. And feel free to leave any suggestions, feedback in the comments down below. I read every single comment. And thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.